Today, I want to share with you a super powerful way of thinking and developing your marketing message that will help you make your prospects feel understood. This is like how A-list copywriters do it, how the best copywriters in the business do it. And I'm going to start by teaching it at like a meta conceptual level, because I feel like this is the groundwork that completely makes it adaptable to almost any selling situation. So first, two really important words is associated and dissociated. So when someone is associated, it's like first person in the experience, like I am experiencing it myself. When they're dissociated, it's like a third person perspective on it. So if you imagine like a video game, associated is actually like being in the character that is walking around in the world. Dissociated is looking at that character from a distance, from above and removed, to the point where you watch what the character is doing, but you don't feel like you are in it from their perspective. And there's actually there's all sorts of meditative and mindfulness practices that actually help you take on these perspectives yourself. Like it's natural for us as human beings to like go around associated with our thoughts, but part of mindfulness is like stepping back into that dissociated observer perspective and like watching your thoughts come. And it's actually a really helpful practice for copywriters, no matter what your spiritual persuasion, to be able to pay attention to your thoughts, but not be in those thoughts. So what does this all have to do with making prospects feel understood? Well, it's about things like pain and blame and reward, and how prospects are experiencing that through your copy. And this is something worth writing down. You want prospects to feel dissociated pain, dissociated blame, and associated reward, which means that you want them to not be the character actually experiencing the pain in your marketing selling message. You want them to not be the character that's experiencing the blame in your marketing and selling message, but you do want them to be the character that is experiencing the reward, the outcome, the solution of the problem. So first off, how doing the dissociated pain? Well, you need to align with their pain. You need to recognize that your marketing, your offer is actually designed to solve a problem, or to solve the problem of an unfulfilled desire. And there are two ways to actually dissociate the prospect from that pain while also aligning with it, while also helping them feel that you understand it. And one is to actually be the person as you tell the story. I suffered the pain, and so I understand it. I've gone through this pain. I've suffered the pain, and so I understand it. And this can be you. This can be the voice of the promotion. This can be some fictionalized character that's actually created for the promotion, but it should always be based in reality, based in somebody's true story. Alternately, if you are from the voice of the promotion, from the voice of the marketing message, if you are the person who actually helps people with that, but didn't necessarily go through the same thing yourself, then you would want to tell it as he or she suffers the pain, not you as the prospect, but he or she is this person that I have helped in the past suffered the pain, and I understood them. And so therefore I understand you. Like, that's the implication. This person was suffering the pain. I understood them. I was able to help them out. And by presenting that, then you are you're telling the prospect, without telling them, in many cases, you're telling the prospect that you understand their pain and you're able to help them out. Now, why does this work? This works because of something that we have in our brains called mirror neurons. And basically, when we see someone experiencing an emotion, we naturally align with that emotion. And And our brain is actually made to do this. This is what empathy comes from. Our brain is designed to align with the emotions of someone that we see. So like we're watching a movie and we feel the emotions of the main character, or we see somebody who's sad and suddenly we start feeling sad just immediately in response to seeing them feel sad. Or we see someone happy and it can lift us up because we see them feeling that happiness. And our brains are designed to do that. So when you capture that and you say, hey, I suffered this pain, or hey, this person suffered this pain, this person suffered this challenge, then the reader who watches that, who sees that, who reads that, they are experiencing it without feeling like it's them. Like they don't have to come to terms with the fact that they have that pain, but at the same time, they're able to recognize it. So then how do you dissociate the blame? Well, this one is a lot easier and a lot more common. And honestly, without getting political, you see it in politics a lot. You align yourself with the reader against the cause of the pain without making them feel at fault. So you say, okay, I felt the pain and these people are at fault. Now, I would encourage you not to create too big of an enemy here, but at the same time, like this is so universal that we find fault outside of ourselves. It allows us to forgive ourselves, or to not have to forgive ourselves actually, and to go focus on the solution to the problem. So we say they're at fault, which could be misinformation, somebody intentionally providing misinformation. It could be a conspiracy against us. It could be ignorance that's actually at fault, but it's somebody else's ignorance. It could be evil forces out in the world. You know, one of the most powerful stories that I heard that I think of all the time with this is back in I think it was the 1950s or 1960s, the sugar industry actually paid Harvard professors and researchers to basically come up with this anti-high fat diet research. And they created evidence that high fat diets were bad for you, which pushed people into eating high sugar, low fat diets. And it's led to this explosion in diabetes. Well, this is a fact from the past that we can point at. The sugar industry paid these Harvard researchers to create anti-fat research so that they could sell people on this idea of low fat, which led to high sugar diets, which has caused all of these health problems in America. So that's a great way to demonstrate this aligning against the cause of the pain. And then it doesn't make, like, even if you bought into low fat diets in the past, that it's not your fault because even Harvard had evidence that said low fat diets were what it was, but there was actually a conspiracy against you. And then we showed them a way out of the pain. So I found or created the solution, and you get it. So you get the benefit. You get the solution. You get to have that pain overcome. And hopefully you haven't had to go through the same challenges that I did. Hopefully you're just able to easily overcome that pain. And so somebody through their mirror neurons, they experience the pain by hearing your story or somebody else's story. And then they discover, so that's dissociated pain. And then they discover that it was actually somebody else's fault. So it's dissociated blame, but they get the reward of this solution that's already been created, that's presented to them. So that's super powerful stuff. And if you do this wrong, like if you make them feel the pain, number one, like Facebook and other ad networks are actually cracking down on advertisement that's really like focused on you should feel this pain. You're feeling this pain right now. But number two, it creates this resistance. It creates this fight between you and the prospect, because they don't necessarily want to feel that pain right now. So you are a source of pain as opposed to a source of empathy. Like you're creating empathy when you're dissociating them from the pain, but you are stimulating the feeling of internal pain, of associated pain, if you are, if you're talking to them about the pain. And then the dissociated blame, like that's easy, that's common, right? But then you then connect them to the reward, and that's what makes it super powerful, because you're able to just tie in like the mirror neurons, that the oh, I feel justified in feeling this negativity, but it's not really on me. I'm not being blamed for it, but then I see the way out, which is a solution for the negative feelings that I am feeling. Because of my mirror neurons, like hearing somebody else's story of going through the pain, and hearing like the negativity of the blame being cast, right? And like, this is super, super, super powerful stuff. And you don't want to blame your prospect. You don't want to make it their fault, but you do want to give them the opportunity out of the pain. You do want to show them, okay, this is normal for people to feel this pain. And here's why it's normal. And here is the solution to the pain. Here's the cure for the pain. And when you do that well, like, this is how A-list copywriters make their prospects feel understood. Now, I do actually have training inside BTMS Insiders that's about like the different types of negative emotions that you would stimulate, and the positive emotions, and that arc of putting people into this negative emotional state and then moving them into the positive state. And that's in emotional direct response copywriting. I'll include a link in the description with this video. What do you think? Like, is this your experience? Have you tried to do this? Have you tried and failed? Have you tried and succeeded? Do you have questions about this? I would love it if you leave a comment with this video, and continue the conversation there. Also, you can like this video if you feel that it was valuable, and so that the magical algorithms of the internet can share it with more people like you. You can also share it yourself if you know people who would get a lot of value out of it, colleagues, other copywriters, other marketers, salespeople, so on. And subscribe. If you're not yet a subscriber here, you can follow me here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. Again, links are in the description, where you can get my Monday through Friday emails about copywriting, marketing, selling, business building, entrepreneurship, direct response, and more. My name is Roy Furr. This is a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I hope you found it valuable. I hope that you use it to generate more breakthroughs for yourself and your business, and your clients if you work with clients. I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.